Healthy foods to lower cholesterol. Eating for lower cholesterol levels doesn't mean filling up on tasteless, uninspiring meals that completely cut fat out of our diets. The latest dietary advice to help us lower cholesterol actually encourages us to eat more of many delicious foods like oily fish, whole grains, healthy unsaturated fats, an array of fruit and vegetables, and products that have plant stanols added to them such as Benical. Follow these tips to help lower and maintain cholesterol levels within a healthy range for you. 1. Enjoy fatty foods occasionally. Just not too much. We all need some fat in our diet. It's needed for good health and provides fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E and K, as well as essential fats that can't be made in the body and so need to be supplied in our diet. But at the same time, it's important not to have too much fat in our diet, as it's high in calories. And too many calories over time can lead to unwanted weight gain. That's bad news for our heart health, as being overweight, like having high cholesterol, is a risk factor for coronary heart disease and stroke. Plus, it increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. We have no more than 70 grams fat a day. How to keep fat intake under control. 1. Grill, bake, steam, microwave, boil or poach most of the time rather than frying or roasting. 3. If you use oil in cooking or drizzle it over salads, measure it out with a spoon rather than pouring it straight from the bottle. 6. Remove the skin from chicken and the fat from meat before you cook it. 9. Use smaller amounts of meat, too. 14. Eat fewer high-fat snack foods such as crisps, chocolates, donuts, cakes, pastries and biscuits. 16. Limit the amount of pastry products you eat such as pies, pasties, tarts and flans. 18. Use semi-skimmed, 1% fat or skimmed milk instead of full-fat milk. 20. Choose low-fat or reduced-fat varieties of dairy products such as reduced-fat cheese and low-fat yogurts. 23. Don't add cream to puddings, sauces or coffee. 2. Choose the right fats. While it's important to cut down on the total amount of fat we eat, it's also vital to choose the right fats, as this helps to improve the balance between non-HDL, bad, cholesterol and HDL, good, cholesterol. In particular, the focus should be on reducing saturated fats and trans fats, and swapping them for polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, where possible. The reason we need to cut down on saturated fats and trans fats is because these increase blood cholesterol, especially bad cholesterol. This is the type that's deposited in our arteries, causing them to narrow and harden, and in turn, increasing our risk of coronary heart disease and stroke. Red meat, full-fat dairy products, and fats such as butter, lard and ghee, as well as coconut and palm oil, are amongst the richest sources of saturates. But foods like cakes, biscuits, pastries and chocolate can also contribute saturated fat to our diet, so it's just as important to cut down on these. Chicken and meat products such as bacon, ham, burgers, sausages, kebabs and meat pies provide around a quarter of the saturates in our diet. Milk and cheese provide 17% and butter provides 6%. Sweet treats like biscuits, cakes, pastries, puddings, ice cream and chocolate account for 15% of the saturates in our diet. On average, we have around 25 grams saturated fat in our diet each day. This is more than is recommended. The reference intake for saturated fat is no more than 20 grams a day. Reducing consumption of saturated fat contributes to the maintenance of normal blood cholesterol. Polyunsaturated fats. 1. Omega-3 fats. Small amounts of omega-3 fats are found in plant foods like rapeseed oil, walnut oil, flax seeds, nuts, soya and green leafy veg, but 2. Oil-rich fish such as mackerel, salmon, sardines, trout, pilchards, kippers and herring provide a ready-made source of omega-3 fats in good amounts. 4. Omega-6 fats. Omega-6 fats are found in corn, sunflower and soya oils and spreads that are made from these. Monounsaturated fats. Good sources of monounsaturates include olive oil, rapeseed oil, avocados, nuts and seeds. High cholesterol is a risk factor in the development of coronary heart disease. It wasn't good news for heart health, as these types of fats, like saturated fats, increase bad cholesterol. 3. Reduce saturates rather than cholesterol in food. But a few foods, including eggs, egg yolks precisely, shellfish and liver, and other offal, contain much larger quantities. In the past, this meant advice was to limit these high cholesterol foods if you had high blood cholesterol. Eggs were usually pinpointed as foods to avoid by anyone with high cholesterol, as they tend to be eaten more often than shellfish or liver. 4. Enjoy more fish. Health guidelines recommend we eat 2 portions of fish a week. One of which should be an oily fish such as mackerel, salmon, sardines, trout, pilchards or herring. A portion is around 140 grams when cooked, or 170 grams before cooking. Fish is packed with protein and many vitamins and minerals, depending on the variety. But it's the omega-3 fats in fish that shine when it comes to heart health. While most fish, including white and shellfish, contain some omega-3 fats, oily fish are the richest natural sources of these fats. 5. Add plant stanals to your daily diet. Plant stanals are naturally found in small amounts in plant foods such as whole grains, nuts, seeds, fruit, vegetables, beans, lentils and vegetable oils. But they're also added to some foods in larger amounts, such as yogurt drinks, yogurts, spreads and cereal bars. Normally, about 50% of cholesterol is absorbed from the digestive tract into the bloodstream, but when plant stanals are taken, it drops to just 20%. High cholesterol is a risk factor in the development of coronary heart disease. In people with high blood cholesterol, a daily intake of 1.5 to 2.4 grams of plant stanals lowers LDL cholesterol by an average of 7 to 10% within 2 to 3 weeks. You need to have these amounts every day for 2 to 3 weeks to see the benefit to cholesterol levels in continuous use in order to collect a benefit to health. Even though plant stanals occur naturally in a variety of plant foods, they're only found in small amounts, so even a healthy diet that includes plenty of these foods won't provide enough plant stanals to lower cholesterol. A normal diet has been shown to contain just 20 to 30 milligrams plant stanals each day. The only way to get enough plant stanals to actively reduce cholesterol is to enjoy foods that have plant stanals added to them in large enough doses. Benecol products include yogurts, yogurt and soya drinks, spreads and fruit and nut. 6. Take 5 a day. Health guidelines recommend we eat at least 5 servings of fruit and veg every day, preferably a mix of different ones. Here's how getting 5 a day can help heart health and lower our cholesterol. Most fruit and veg. 1. Are low in fat. This is great news for lowering cholesterol, as we should reduce the total amount of fat in our diet. Are low in calories. This can help us manage our weight, important as being overweight. 5. Add fiber to our diet. This can help to make meals more satisfying, which in turn can help with maintaining or achieving a healthy weight. 7. Provide potassium. This mineral helps to maintain normal blood pressure, raised levels of which increase the risk of coronary heart disease and stroke. 9. Are the main providers of vitamin C in our diet. This nutrient is needed to make collagen, which in turn is needed for our blood vessels to function normally. 10. Vitamin C also protects the cells from oxidative stress. 11. This is what is usually meant when vitamin C is described as an antioxidant. 7. Keep the carbs, but choose high fiber ones. Eating more fiber-rich foods is well known for keeping our digestive system working well and our gut microbes happy. But eating plenty of fiber is associated with a lower risk of heart disease and stroke. Foods that contain good amounts of fiber are usually low in fat and contain a range of nutrients. Adults should have 30 grams fiber a day. Beta-glucans also have a role to play in heart health, as they help to keep blood cholesterol levels within a normal range and can even lower cholesterol. To enjoy the health benefits offered by all the different types of fiber, it's best to eat a mixture of different fiber-rich foods, rather than just sticking to one or two. 8. Eat more plant-based protein. Many of the foods that are pinpointed as being great sources of protein for anyone following a plant-based diet are actually good choices for including in a diet to lower cholesterol. Indeed, many studies have shown that soya, nuts and pulses such as beans, lentils and chickpeas can benefit cholesterol levels. For example, they eat beans or soya mince in place of red meat, soya milk instead of full-fat cow's milk, or nuts rather than chocolate. Added to this, many of these foods also provide fiber and a wide range of vitamins and minerals. It's probably a combination of all these things that makes plant-based proteins a great choice for including in a heart-healthy diet. It's still important to eat a healthy diet, avoid smoking, lose weight if necessary and take more exercise to lower cholesterol. 9. Enjoy sugary and salty foods in moderation. Cutting down on sugar and salt is important for eating a healthier diet that supports heart health overall. Reducing sugar, for example, can help us better manage our weight, while cutting back on salt is beneficial for our blood pressure. That's important because, in the same way that high blood cholesterol is a risk factor for coronary heart disease and stroke, so too are being overweight or having high blood pressure. Many sugary and salty foods also come packaged with large amounts of fat, especially saturates. For example, cakes, biscuits and chocolate are loaded with fat and sugar, while takeaway foods such as pizza and burgers are often high in fat and salt. There's no need to give up these foods completely, but eating fewer sugary and salty foods helps to reduce intakes of saturated fat, and that's great news for helping to lower cholesterol. 10. Enjoy a tipple, but in moderation. Many of us who enjoy a glass of wine may think it's a good way to look after our heart. But the truth is, eating healthily, stopping smoking and being more active are far more beneficial to heart health than drinking alcohol. In fact, alcohol is more likely to damage, rather than protect, our heart, especially when we drink more than is recommended. Drinking too much increases the chances of having raised triglycerides and high blood pressure and can cause abnormal heart rhythms. Plus, alcohol is high in calories, an excess of which can lead to unwanted weight gain, and being overweight increases the risk of high blood cholesterol. In short, too much booze in the long term means we're more likely to have a heart attack or stroke. And it increases our risk of developing other conditions including some cancers and liver disease.